Good afternoon, Sam. Shane Carlisle, 7th of the 9th at 20 to 7. This is just a welcome post for personally for you, mate. Just to say congratulations for joining the Trade House. Absolute legend. You've made that first step to learning something that somebody can never take away from you. You know, obviously the Trade House is growing very quickly because people are sick of not having any money. And I can show you a way to creating more money. So why wouldn't you reach out, you know? But a lot of people don't because they're scared of risk. But when risk is managed in the correct manner over a set of probability-based, time-based trades, you will win, okay? Now, I'm gonna train your mind. I'm gonna train your eyes. It's quite handy that you've only had a little experience in the market because I'd have to unteach you things, you know. When we first got in contact, I was part of the Ninja Group and they retail trade. Well, I don't retail trade anymore. I trade smart money concepts, which is basically trading alongside the banks. Because the banks over time produce certain patterns. And I've managed to lock in around when London and New York open, the patterns occur at that between them times. So I've managed to hold a little skill in where we can take 3% every other day. And I'll jump through in a minute and show you some figures and how I get to where the numbers I get to. Because obviously you've seen the posts and that's why you've reached out, because you've seen the percentage growth. You've seen a lot of people see the pounds before they see the percentage. But I'm going to train you to understand percentages rather than pounds. Because when you're trading a £200,000 account and you see numbers moving very fast, your heart starts playing silly buggers. It starts going, you know, you've got, there's a thing called a wealth barrier, okay? Now, I learned this through Bob Proctor. If you don't know who he is, have a look. He's probably one of the most inspirational people. He passed away in 2020, I think, 2021. Such an inspiration to so many people. He basically absolute inspiration in my eyes. He just wants to help people and help people become a better version of themselves. And he made an absolute business killing out of it. But he was never for the money. He was always for helping people, which is the road I want to take. Yes, I have to charge my time, but that's irrelevant because it's my time. But anyway, yeah, there's a thing called a wealth barrier. And obviously over the years, it's nothing you do as a person, but you set like yearly limits for your money. Like you sort of make do because you leave school, you get a job. So at that point, you're looking at, well, when we was working this, that, and the other, you're probably looking at £6 or £7 an hour at that sort of age, you know? So that's all automatically then created a wealth barrier that you don't think you're worth any more than £6 or £7 an hour. So you go on, as you grow older, you get to £10 an hour, you know? You're getting to a point where you hit 18, 19, and you're taking home probably 18 to £2,000 a month. Now that's your wealth barrier then, because you've set that not in any purposely thought pattern, but because of generations where they've thought the JOB, the just over broke, is the safe way of making money, you know, because that man's off. Basically, that man's offering you money for your time. So do you value, how much do you value your time at? Do you value your time at £10 an hour? Do you value your time on a weekend for half more than what he pays you in the week? You know, it's such a process to smash a wealth barrier. You know, when I'm trading my £100,000 account, my heart doesn't skip a beat now because I trade percentage. I don't trade money. You know, it can say what numbers it wants. I know I'm after 3%. You know, win, lose, it doesn't matter. And I'll show you the process in a minute. I just want to sort of give you a little breakdown on how you're going to achieve. You have to train yourself to see bigger numbers, you know. So when we do set you a demo account up, I won't set you a demo account up on £10,000 because that's not where you're going to start trading. You're going to, as soon as I'm finished with you, I know it sounds a bit cliche, but as soon as I've trained your eyes to see what I see and how I see it and how I get my entries and how I get my percentage, I want you to be funded and trading £100,000 account, because I see anything under that, you may as well still be working. You know, fair shout, if you've got 50,000 and you're taking 20%, yes, you are taking £10,000 a month, but you're still fighting to get 20%. I mean, I can profitably get you 20%, but why not have a £100,000 account and then only have to go for 10%? You know, you're working smarter, not harder. You're still getting the same percent. You've just got a larger account size, so you're not having to try as hard. You know, this is where a lot of people, oh, I need to come in on the lowest account. I need to build up. You don't, because you'll probably find it harder, because you're going to train your eyes to see 10,000. You'll be risking £100. So you're going to train your eyes then to see £100 going up, £200. Why not train your eyes to see 1,000, 2,000, 10,000? And then when it comes to the time when you're actually trading them sort of numbers, you're not going to skip a beat, because you know, after back testing what we do, and us putting figures and calculations and overall percentages into the group where everybody can see, you will produce at least 10% a month. And it's 8% to pass a funded account, but I need to train your eyes into seeing what we see first. You know, there's a lot of noise that I got taught that I've managed to sift out and break down into such a mechanical process, thanks to my friend Danny. You know, come win or lose, within 20 days, I'm 15 to 20% up on my account, because of the rule-based structure we stick by, you know. Now, what I'll do, the wealth barrier, mate, you'll get it, but we've got to train you to see bigger numbers. So what we'll do, we'll probably I'll get you setting an FTMO up. I'll get you creating an account, which is free. So we may as well have you trading with guidelines from the beginning, rather than just opening your demo and having it going up and down, up and down. We may as well get you an FTMO, and I'll show you how to set that up when we jump on live, and have you trading within guidelines from the beginning. You know, there's no point me showing you this way to then show you how I do it. You know, it seems absolutely pointless. I may as well just show you how I do it straight away. And then that's all you're going to know. All you're going to see is how I trade. You know, I could have took best part of £14,000 out of the trade today, but I lock in 3%, and they came back to my 3%, and I weren't moving it. You know, I never go backwards. Once I lock in money, why would I give them money back? Because they could have just carried on. My move had happened and I got what I wanted. So I left the markets happy this morning, you know. But that's the game of probabilities. So let me just jump through, and I'll run you through a pair of what I've back tested, so you can see and build belief in yourself on how probabilities will beat this game. So, all right, this is just an introduction video, okay? Just a belief builder as such. I don't want you looking at anything to say, all right, I need to do that, I need to do that, because we'll do all that. I'm going to get a plan written out, because it's a very simple process. But I say that because obviously I've been trading 3-4 years now. But okay, so how I trade I trade between 7 and 11 every day. I'm just doing some back testing on the New York session, but I won't blag your head with all that. So over 22 trade days, I placed a trade between 7 and 11. Okay. That one knocked me out by 0.1. Let's go to a winner first. Get the belief building. Okay. So these are the only hours you'll be trading. You don't need to look at any of this or any of that. You'll have 7 and 11. Okay. Down in the 5 minute. You're pretty good with trading view because you had that before, didn't you? So you'll be down in the 5 minute. I'm going to have everybody on the Chief JPY because I've had some good returns this week off it. And I think it sort of respects the patterns a lot more. And I'm going to swap the odd USD out. So the Chief JPY is what you want here. Add Chief JPY, cancel all the rest off. So you're not looking at anything else. I want your eyes super focused on this pair. Okay. So what I do, I go to the hour and it makes it a lot easier to draw these lines on. Okay. So a quick overview of the trades. I've back tested 22 days at the moment. Okay. This is me back testing. When I'm not in the markets, I'm doing analysis to prove that my strategy will produce profits. You know, I'm not just coming in, taking what I need to and not doing anything to help me out the day after. You know, it's all about building belief in here that what I'm doing works. Okay, so I had a win. That's 3% because we was a risk to reward of 1 to 3 on every trade. Even if it wants to go the higher, we keep 1 to 3, lock 1 to 3 if it does go higher. If it does go 1 to 6, sell it. You know, I'm just looking at a way to try and step it up the big moves. So let's just have a little count up, shall we? I have got it all written down here, but it's nice to see it. So I won there. So that's 3%, 6, 9, lost, but I've only lost 1. So I'm down to 8. Okay. 8, add 3, 11. Didn't activate. Didn't lose, didn't win. Still at 9. What we got? 9, 8, 11, 13, 17, 16, 15, 14, 17, 20, 19, 18, 17, 20, 19. And we had a winner today. So it'd be 20, it would be 20% overall of 23 trade days because I've not added today. Today was a win, so we're back to a win. So we had 3%. Let's drag him over. Oh, we'll get put that back. Don't want to mess with them. So we've had 10 wins. Gives me 30% over 23 days. You don't have to worry about any of this. This is just me keeping up. And then that's gone to 22% overall. And then I drag that to there. So I know that's my next. So that's basically how we work our overall percentage. You know, we're trading probabilities, but our edge that we have you know, proves that the threes are going to step us in front of the ones over a period of time. You know, let me just give you a little breakdown on how we do it. Just okay, so the main thing we look for is a break of market structure. Okay, so you see how it's sort of the structure's going up in it. So I'd only be looking for a buy position because we've got an uptrend. I wouldn't try and fight against what's happening. But what I've noticed, and I'll go back and show you a few more. Once this structure formed, like you could even go off that structure there. This structure was formed before London opened, before the London session. Okay, so I've noticed that you have an influx of money at the London session. Okay, so again, I would have gone off that structure there, because that's where my entry is. If that makes sense. But I actually got tagged in within a couple of candles, but it would have took me. There was all these candles that would have got me in anyway. But we see a break of market structure as soon as it goes into the session, then we follow it back to the next candle, the next opposite color candle, place a position of 7 points, 7 pip stop loss, and a 1 to 3. I actually went to a 1 to 14 that today. I'm just working a way of locking 3% because I locked 3. I had my 3% line there, but they come back and just tapped me out and then took off. So I would have took 14,000 out of that this morning, but I only took 3. So, well, anyway, that's pretty much what we do, mate. And this is how simple it is. It's the emotion of it happening and then staying in it and trying to lock in profits. But if you've got a 1 to 3 over a consistent period of time, then 1 to 3s will give you 20% of a £100,000 account. And if you do the maths on 100,000 at 20%, at 80%, you're taking £18,000 a month. But it's just training your eyes. You've only got, I'd say, that time every day at the moment, because I've not back tested New York session, for this to work, right? But I was speaking to Zach today, and obviously Zach's a fireman, so his times will be a bit messed up. He might not be able to get on, so I'm going to actually have a look if there's a way I can bring this into the hour view for you boys if you've not got that sort of time to sort of, you know, be at the desk at that time, because between 6:30 and probably 9:30, it'd be perfect if you could be at the desk. You know, obviously with your new job, I don't quite know what your hours are, but we'll have a chat when we have a session. And we'll sort some times out, and I'll get put on my calendar here, you know, so we can get down to the nitty gritty. I just want to give you a sort of oversight of how we get to the percentage overall. Like I say, mate, there's no fluff. You're going to still be pushing the buttons, and that's emotional enough as it is. Because, like I was saying before, when you're trading £100,000 account and you're risking 1,000 to possibly gain, as soon as I find a way to keep us in, you could potentially, you take one of these every other week as well as your 3% every day. You know, that was 10.5 hours, and you'd have £14,000, mate, minus 20%, because they have 20, you have 80. That's in 10.5 hours. In one day, you've just made probably most people's salary. But again, because we trade probabilities, this only happens probably once a week. You know, probably make a move like that once a week. But moves like this, what we go for, happen every morning. You know, that's absolutely nothing, is it? And it happened within, say, if they tagged us in there in that white candle, I've seen the break, I've followed it back to my candle. Any of them candles would have done it. That one, or that one. Okay, so it tagged me in, it bought me and sold me out an hour and 40 minutes, and I've made £3,000. You know, well, I'm risking 0.5% on my mate's account, so I've made £1,500, but I'd lost 1% on the AUUSD because we had a massive market correction. Let me show it you. So yeah, I was looking for a sell, so it was coming down. So I was looking for it to break that, turned round. Oh, what did I see? I must have seen that. And then that broke. So I'm sat here, and I don't see why I'm sat here. I'm guessing it was because of that, but it was just an imbalance grab. But I won't confuse you with all that. But again, we had the breaker market structure here. That broke all this. They came back to this candle and released and just took off. But these happen all the time, these patterns. And we've managed to home it into this time. You see, if I'd have waited, they had the breaker structure within our 7 o'clock, broke all this, took that candle, and I would have got my 1 to 3 out of that. Because I was going off a sell because the market was coming down. If I'd have analysed it, there was a daily candle here. We bounced off that, rejected the market, and changed the market direction. But I won't confuse you with all that. First thing, obviously, I've shown you how we get to the percentage. So you want to again, this is just a welcome video. You know, I don't want you thinking you've got to be going into any detail or looking for anything just yet. I'm going to work out a plan which is going to make it the easiest process for you, so you're not having to look for loads of things all at once. You know, it's a 3-step process. The market structure breaks, we follow it, we put a position, and we walk away. And over a consistent period of time, yes, when you have 4 days, oh, hang on, when you have a couple, that's a full week of trading there where you've had 2 not activate and 3 go the wrong way. So this is where the emotions come in. You know, you just had a whole week of either losses or no trades. So you're going to be feeling absolutely rubbish. I know the feeling, you know, but you've just took 6% here. You've lost 3 trades. You've only lost 3%. You're still 3% up here from here. Even though that's happened, you're still 3% up. And then you have a win, so now you're 6% up. So they was irrelevant because that one of them paid for them 3. And then that's just got it back. And we had 1%. So we lost 1/3 of that profit. And then that brought us back up by another 3. You know, you could have it right at the beginning of the month when I first started testing. There's 3. You got 9% within the first 3 days. You know, 1, 2, 9% up straight away. So that's irrelevant. Yes, we've had a loss, but I'm only at 8. But then we had a win again, so I'm at 11. The game of probabilities, mate. That makes sense. So, just a little welcome video, mate. Absolutely blessed and humble to have you on board. I know you'll do well, and I know you'll laser your eye in to see what we see, because it's such a time-structured play and a mechanical entry that if you follow the rules, you'll become profitable. It's as simple as that, mate. I know you've been watching for a while. You've reached out once. Obviously, things happen. Life gets in the way. I get that. But ultimately, you know what's available because you see it every day through me, through my posts, through my community, through everything to do with me, because I made that decision to become part of this industry and I absolutely love it. You know, I love helping people. I love making people see what's possible through a percentage game. It's not even working harder, you know. You're just spending a little time on your own thoughts, in your own process, and you can pretty much achieve anything in life. You know that. Said you're going wagon drive. What did you go and do? You went wagon driving, you know. You're gonna move to France. You moved to France. So I don't forget anything, mate. You know, because I made a decision to be a good person to others. You know, and now I'm being paid back 1,000 times for my gratefulness. I'm grateful to wake up in the morning. I'm grateful for the shoes with my feet, the air I breathe, the smiles on my kid's face. You know, I have ultimate success now. I have time freedom, I have money, I have my children. You know, so for me to now reach a hand out, yes, I can't help everybody. I'd love to help everybody, but I only have so much time that I'm willing to give up. And I want the people like yourself, Zach, Mark, Danny, I want you all to have a personal touch from myself for believing right at the beginning of this process that we are going to the moon. And I can pretty much tell you we are going to the moon, mate. You just have to stick to the rules and just grow every day. Even if you grow by 1% every day in this, sorry, you'll grow nearly, you'll grow 365% in a year. So imagine what 2-3 years are going to be like if you apply yourself 1% a day. You know, I went through, you know yourself, you've seen what I've been through to get here. Can you imagine if I could show you that process in 6 to 12 months and have the sort of success that I'm seeing now that took me 4 years, 3-4 years, to now taking somebody 6 to 12 months, you know? And it's very possible with people like yourself, Zach. You're very computer illiterate. You're not daft brushes, you know. You're awake to what's going on. You know that there's manipulation in markets. You know that big players like to take out loads of orders. You know, I show you something, you're going to write something down that refreshes your brain when you read it about what I was talking about. You know, you're not a stupid bloke. And I want somebody like yourself who is self-driven, because there was nobody sat here pushing me on, telling me, yes, I'll be here to answer your questions. I'll be here to obviously have the live sessions with you. But I'm not going to be sat on the sofa with you at night you know, with the choice of either the remote or the laptop. I'm not going to be, you know what I mean? I'm not going to be there when you could be doing it. So that's where you have to, which I know you will. I know you're a very self-driven person, but it's always nice to hear it from somebody that's obviously done it, and like I know what I'm talking about. I wouldn't talk with so much passion about it if I didn't feel as confident in what I do. Well, I wouldn't speak as passionately about it, you know. So once again, mate, an absolutely massive welcome to the Trade House. You've made the decision to change your life. Just apply yourself. Reach out if you need absolutely anything, and give me a shout, and we'll book you in. We'll book you in next week, or yeah, it's going to be a bit pushed this week because I could possibly no, I'm off. I'm out tomorrow, picking Louis up Friday. I mean, we could Zoom at the weekend. You know, I've got Louis at the weekend, but there is times obviously where he's on his computer and I'm just doing a little bit of charting for Sunday. So if you're available over the weekend, if it suits you, if not, you know, whatever, mate, give me a shout. I'll book you in on the calendar for either next week or the weekend, and we'll, because you're not completely new. You obviously know what TradingView is. You know how the market moves up and down. You know, it's just going to be me sort of guiding you, getting you set up with. I'll probably set you up with a FTMO account, and then you can sort of go away and look at FTMO, look at the account, look at your drawdown limits, look at your overall limits, and start getting a feel. I'll put you onto my FX book so you can start working out risk to reward profits and stuff, you know, but I'll run through it all on the session. Get your pen, get your paper, you know, I'll share screens, you share your screen, and we'll even get you signed up while we're on screen. Take notes as we're going along, you know, write down your passwords, whatever. But again, massive welcome, mate. Absolutely banging to have you here. Reach out into the group, because the group's one of the most friendliest communities you'll ever jump in, and it's only just begun. The only people that go in there, the people that are showing me value and dedication towards the process. If there's any negativity brought through the page or through the group, I know you won't, because you're a very positive person yourself. But again, if there's any negativity brought towards you in any way and you feel like you've been, I wouldn't say violated, but offended, just, well, I'll see it. And if I see it, I'll get rid of them, because I'm not having it. I've built a community of people that want to help one another, not put one each other down. You know, and I've spent a lot of time picking the right people and who I want in my trade house. Like I was saying to Zach today, I don't do any reaching out. I am not. I did all the cold calling with the Rediscover You program, and it absolutely burnt me out. So I don't have to reach out to anybody. If somebody wants to change their life, learning a money skill, I will happily teach them. Obviously, there's a price for my time. As yourself, you've paid for the next 4 weeks. Absolutely blessed, mate. But you know the value, because you've seen me consistently posting every day. You've seen that I'm not fluffing it. I'm not just putting a position on and hoping that it's going to go. I can give you 3, 4 direct points of why I picked that candle for my position, you know, and I'll run you through absolutely every part of the process. But once again, you'll have to apply, which I know you will. It's just obviously having them few things for you to start working at. But this is, again, just a welcome post. Absolutely lovely to have you, mate. I'm going to shoot off now, get it converted, and I'll get it sent over to you. But yeah, jump in, mate. Ask some questions. We'll get a one-to-one session booked. We'll get you moving, mate. To the moon. Blessed day, Sam, mate. Nice to see you, mate. Bye-bye.